Hey tubers, it's Portboys live from the internet, just going over the recent UFO headlines, and some major rise in sightings point to secret space program. The news is basically saying a trend of disconcerting UFO sightings that seem to support to a degree an assertion that some type of secret space program originates from Earth. See my previous videos. The news has been filled with sightings of triangle-shaped UFOs. Now another example of similar cases weeks apart comes from both the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, and the National UFO Reporting Center, NUFORC. The MUFON case covers a sighting of triangles in formation of a Philadelphia suburb, and the NUFORC UFO sighting that's extremely similar happened in almost 6 weeks later in Kentucky. The triangle reports have been occurring with interesting details in the most recent rise in sightings, one of which, most interesting, is the disappearing or cloaking UFO sightings. See my previous videos. Most speculation in the UFO research community focuses on these triangle-shaped UFOs representing a terrestrial space program, either reverse engineered from alien UFO recoveries, or as an ultra-secret black project with technologies not yet available to the public, or a hybrid of the two. To properly contextualize this subject, it would be appropriate to summarize cases both for and against the theory. One should start by inspecting the science to support that humans can build and operate a triangle-shaped UFO like the ones in the news. Much of this discussion should focus on energy, nanotechnology, and metallurgy. That is, a craft must be light enough to be propelled at high speeds by an energy source powerful enough to defy gravity, and must be able to process extraordinary amounts of information to account for navigation at such speeds. It must also be durable enough to move at those speeds without disintegrating as well, or are designed good enough to be in the news. The UFO itself would need to be constructed in a way to comply with all of the demands of physics as far as we know. That is, it would need to be constructed of an alloy that is structurally immaculate, that can withstand extreme temperature changes in sudden ways, and would still be capable of making turns at extraordinary speeds without damaging or destroying the structural integrity. Earth does have some alloys which might fit that bill, but the technology required to make a UFO with an alloy that could hold together under conditions of UFO sightings is questionable. The energy source is possibly the biggest hurdle to the theory that UFO sightings in the news are of Earth origin. To power a triangle UFO 400 feet across, like the Reno Triangle UFO sighting in early December, where the UFO was moving at a high rate of speed, would almost certainly require a power source that is not available anywhere else on the planet. It would also require massive amounts of fuel if all of these triangle UFOs ran on nuclear energy. Without a framework of sustainable energy consumption, this theory hits a big snag. Finally, moving at rates of speed that are unattainable in any known Earth-based craft would require processing power on a scale that is possible, but never recorded in anything known to be built by humans. It would almost certainly suggest that a UFO moving at distance of miles in the blink of a human eye would require navigational computers to account for everything. It would be impossible for a human to see while flying it. This is where the discussion can transition to a second framework. Would human beings even be capable of surviving these kinds of flights, much less pilot them? It could be safely asserted that no known cockpit design could qualify for speeds that high. That means that technology would need to compensate for human physical frailty if humans were to pilot such a UFO. All of that leads us back to the roundabout of logic. There's nothing in the way of smoking gun evidence that these triangle UFO sightings in the news represent Earth-based craft. They could be, but that would require technology beyond what is known. Did the government reverse engineer that technology and put it to work in space? Now, with the increase in the triangle UFO sightings, some conspiracists believe that the triangle UFOs are spaceships used by aliens as they visit the Earth. There are, however, different explanations as discussed previously that aimed to rationalize these occurrences. But with the multiple uptick in the sightings, particularly this December, UFO sightings over the sky in West Virginia, it's been claimed that the UFO appeared to be the TR-3B type aircraft aircraft, which appears to be unmanned. The report reasoned that it looked exactly like the TR-3B type aircraft from the looks of it because of the lights. It added that when the aircraft is powered on, it usually shows a central orb of lights, which are the brightest. If this is a TR-3B, then it has a higher chance of being a new pilot from the USAF learning to handle the alien tech craft at night so the public doesn't see it flying about. Previous reports suggest that the frequency of UFO sightings has increased over the past years, but skeptics argue that it could only indicate the number of people who have grown interested in anything about aliens, and that has itself just increased. Well friends, I'm not sure if that gives us any indication of what these lights are, but we know that they're definitely something. Everybody's seeing them, and yet we're not being told what they are. Drop a comment in the comments section. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you next time.